into. So I wrote plot lines to develop the story of how we reconcile our younger and older selves. I created the two primary characters, an older gay man named Guy, newly single at 62, who is a fish out of water in his own community. In my story, he finds himself roommates with a young 20-something gay man named Zach, who is new to New York City. Zach pushes Guy to date and go on Grindr. Guy gets Zach to lift his face out of his phone and teaches him how to street cruise. Just when I was putting this pitch together, you told Daddy Jordan and me you were gay. Suddenly, everything I was trying to make up was real and happening right at the dinner table. You and I stood looking at each other across that complicated divide. And now you are 18 and going off to college. And suddenly, it doesn't feel like just a comedy anymore. It's a drama with high stakes. Now, I write to you as a fellow member of the grand LGBTQ community in which we are both a part, as gay man to gay man. Daddy Jordan wasn't in our lives when you were born. It was 10 years into my relationship with BD when he and I had the life-changing conversation about having a baby. Sitting on the deck of a house on Fire Island, having just returned from a family reunion with our parents and our nieces and nephews, we felt the strong pull to start our journey to making our own family. When we were pregnant with you and your identical twin, I was in a state of elation and agitation. I was thrilled but petrified that something would go wrong. Identical twins. I can still remember all the joyful faces of the people when we told them we were about to be fathers. The world had spun to a magical new place, and it was good, if frightening. Surrogacy and in vitro fertilization were so new, and I was so scared. On May 28, 2000, the phone rang at 11:30 p.m. I had been asleep for 2 hours. BD was visiting our surrogate Shauna in California. I picked up and he said he was rushing Shauna to the hospital as a precaution because she was having contractions. Your due date wasn't for another 3 months. He said he would call me back and hung up. I waited hours. Finally, BD called. Our babies were born. They were boys, premature and fragile, and our firstborn son had died. We had to quickly name you both, deciding which of the family names we had chosen would be relegated to a grieving memory. Then he said he'd call when he had more news about you, and he hung up. I got on the phone with United Airlines to try to get the first flight out in the morning to Modesto. Your twin brother, our Boaz, died after 2 short hours of life, and you, at a frail 2 pounds and 13 ounces, were battling mightily to hold on to your own life. Your tiny body could fit into the palm of my hand. The first morning I saw you, the doctor told me that you would likely not make it, that you would probably die. I was sick with worry for you, and I mourned. I mourned your brother, mourned all that you had already lost, and I mourned my shattered expectations. I understand now that the reason it's called expecting when you are pregnant isn't only because you are expecting a baby. It's that the minute you hear the news, your expectations of what your child will be and of what your life will be instantaneously coalesce. And over the next 9 months, or in our case 6, you obsess and fantasize and plan for each part of the life you have envisioned. We had to airlift you to University of California, San Francisco Medical Center because it had a neonatal intensive care unit better able to care for you. Your first 3 months of life were spent in an incubator in the NICU, hooked up to a machine that helped you breathe. You were prodded and poked. Your tiny veins were so worn